Good evening, and welcome to Rob's Newsroom, the only news program bringing you news stories fresh off a string.
I caught myself another one.
For our first story, there was outrage over Oprah's usage of a foreskin-based wrinkle cream. I don't get what people are upset about. I'd be honored if my foreskin ended up on Oprah's face. There's no higher purpose for a foreskin than being used to make Oprah look more beautiful. I am curious to know, though, who figured out that foreskin will help you look youthful? I'm just going to assume that that's a discovery that came out of the church. Oprah also released her 2015 list of her favorite things, which includes deep dish cherry pie, small little plants, and a custom pasta maker. Which makes me realize Oprah's kind of a boring person. I mean, if I had Oprah's money, my favorite things would be my tuxedo-wearing dolphin butler.
Hello.
And my rocket to space.
Discovery returning to the space station, paving the way for future missions beyond.
It's beautiful. Presidential elections, well, continue to be over a year away, but voters, they're starting to go online to get to know the candidates. And the question they're asking Google is, what's Jeb Bush's last name? It's Bush. His name is Jeb Bush. And if people are this stupid, maybe they shouldn't be allowed to make important decisions. This comes as Bernie Sanders pushes for automatic voter registration. And to me, if people are either too lazy or too stupid to figure out how to register, we should get rid of them. We don't need these people as voters. And of course Bernie wants them. The lazy ones are going to vote for him. They're the ones that are going to show up on election day and go, who's the old Jewish guy who wants to make pot legal and give us free stuff? Next, 7-Eleven will now be a place where you can pick up your deliveries. And between junk food, coffee, and now delivery service, I'm thinking I found myself a new place to live. Sad news, but kangaroo farts will not be the solution to global warming. Scientists were researching the enzymes in kangaroo stomach to see if it could reduce methane gas. But don't worry, scientists. I'm sure if you keep looking, there's something to be discovered in that kangaroo's rectum. Just keep feeding it beans. I don't know about you guys, but just knowing there's a scientist out there researching farts makes me feel better about the world. Scientists have also discovered that 1/3 of all Americans are suffering from non-alcoholic liver fatty disease. I hear that, and I think we need to do more drinking. I mean, who wants to spend their entire life sober and then die of liver failure because of a Reese's Pieces? Lastly, there's been major controversy over the new Starbucks red cups. You'll notice there's a lack of holiday design. The company responded with the following statement. This year, we wanted to usher in the holidays with the purity of design that welcomes all of our stories. Stories? I mean, whoever brought an overpriced cup of coffee for the story? And all of our stories, like even the rapists and murderers? Is that what you're telling me you think about my holiday and Christmas season? And as it is, this cup has no story. Speak to me, cup. Speak to me.
This cup has no story!
President Obama just sent special forces into Syria. This came after years of him saying that he wouldn't put boots on the ground. The simple solution to this problem is to send them in wearing sandals. With all the turmoil in the Middle East, and Obama desperate not to go to war, he might be the first president in U.S. history who just wants his term to be over. Next, a meeting between top Iranian and French diplomats was canceled after the Iranians refused to have wine at the meal. What's great about this is that the French sat down and said, let's meet with the Iranians. I'm sure we could find common ground and start discussing world issues. Wait, we can't drink wine? Well then tell them to go fuck themselves. The Trans-Pacific Partnership was signed this past week. It's a massive economic trade agreement between countries such as Japan, Australia, Mexico, Canada, and the U.S. From what I understand of the agreement, the Japanese will be selling sushi and doing math for the Australians. The Australians will be peeing into beer cans and selling it as Fosters to the Americans. The Mexicans will be making cheap goods, sneaking into the U.S. and pissing off Donald Trump. The Canadians, well, I'm not sure how they fit into this, but the document's over 6,000 pages long. I don't think anyone understands it. Also, it's going to be fast-tracked through Congress, so the good news is no one's ever going to have to read the thing. I think, from now on, congressmen, they should have to take a standardized test on these agreements, anything they sign to prove to us that they actually know what's in it. If they did that, these documents would be no longer than something you could read in a single trip to the bathroom. I say that because these congressmen, they're not hardworking people. They only work about 2 days a week, which makes it the one job even I could handle. And now for our last story. American Pharaoh. This past year's winner of the Triple Crown, his sperm is going for over $100,000. And I'm thinking, that thing's just a horse. I'm a human being. My sperm must be worth something. You know what? It's time to hit the marketplace and find out.